And let me also make it very clear. If you work for a foreign interest, whilst you are in my government, I kick you out, you go and serve that foreign interest. It's better. So there will be no compromise on treachery. I must commend all the permanent secretaries that have been here all the way. Commend also the deputy permanent secretaries. And of course, some managing directors and some directors. It's teamwork. Maybe we may have to, next retreat, broaden the attendance. Because as we put out policy and make statements and lay out plans, some of the implementing agencies are not represented here. And it will be important that the next cabinet meeting, in the permanent secretaries meeting, retreat, managing directors and directors attend up to the cabinet level. Because they had very important institutions that are catalysts for development. And there's no way we can really move ahead without them. I do not intend to make a long statement, but the next 3 years, towards the end of the mandate that the people have given us, or the Constitution, that's 5 years, would be years of rapid progress by the grace of the Almighty Allah. As we speak, I have evidence of some of the natural resources that we have that in no time can bring rapid socioeconomic development for this country. I don't beat about the bush. I don't talk about what we don't have. I talk about what we have and what I have seen with my naked eyes and what I have in my possession. We should always be grateful to the Almighty Allah, and that is why religion is paramount. What is the essence of religion? Is to worship the Almighty Allah, the only supreme authority that we should bow down to. And thanks to His greatness, some of these things were hidden. Gambia is not a poor country. But the Almighty Allah has endowed us with a lot of resources, a lot of interesting resources that we can use to kick out poverty in this country, provided that each and every one of us, as individuals, we are ready to make an effort to kick poverty out of this country. Because no matter what we produce, even if you work on diamonds, if you sit at home and say you want the diamonds to come from somewhere and find it in your home, you're not going to make it. So poverty by natural circumstances can be eradicated in this country. One thing we can never eradicate: self-inflicted poverty, where somebody sits and expects the biblical manna to fall from heaven. I'm very grateful to the Almighty Allah for this country and what He has given us. So many times people say, oh, the country has no resources. What we should say is that maybe some citizens do not have the resolve and the determination. Go to landlocked countries. Fish is gold for them. Here we are with the magnificent river Gambia, with a lot of fish, and only foreigners make use of that. Here we are, the smiling coast, with a lot of fish. Only foreigners go and fish. Can you believe that just for this occasion, I was called, because there are people there who normally call me when they have a bumper catch. Sometimes there was a time when there's magal, they raise prices, and I told them that if they have a bumper catch also, I will not buy. So we struck an agreement that they would be reasonable. So the last time I think they had more than the cold store could keep. They called me. And I had cost to send, I asked them, what is the total quantity? They say, any amount of money you bring, you can buy. I said, okay. I didn't tell her how much I was sending. I sent 400,000, and still we couldn't finish the fish that were there. Just 400,000 in a day. Some of the fish were used for feeding those who think, say they don't eat meat during the program. Am I happy to spend 400,000? Yes, on one side, because it was used to feed Gambians and supporters and well-wishers. No, because the money went to foreigners, and that's the reality. But do we have a choice? Yes. If we want this amount of money in one day to go to the pockets of Gambians, we Gambians have to realize that not all of us can work in the farms, and not all of us can go to Europe. There was a time I went with some ministers to Tangier. And I think those who went with me knew what happened. I think the Minister of Regional Government was there. We were buying dried fish and fresh fish. The women. And I think I should also be very cautious nowadays when I talk about the only Gambians you find there are women. But thank God it's better than the men. Well, 98% of the women that were there are Gambians. Only a few are not Gambians, but they're Africans, and I praise God. As we were buying, a gentleman came, and this is what he said. I'm not a Gambian, but my wife is a Gambian. I'm a fisherman from country X. I asked the Gambian who was there, in fact, what is interesting, if you find a fuller fisherman, then you know that heaven is really becoming very hot. I bought fish from Fullermen, and I asked the guy, what are you doing here? He said, I've been here for the past 12 years. I said, Fullerman selling fish? He said, yes. I have my friends who go, and I buy from them and resell. That is all I do. I said, what do you mean by you? He said, well, when they come, we have an agreement. They go and catch the fish, they sell it to me, and I sell it, or I retail it. I said, okay. So we were arguing about the price of a particular fish. So I told him I was not going to buy. Then somebody was sitting at the corner came and said, like that, Mr. President, that guy killed me. He said, we are not going to sell to you. You take what you want, give us whatever you want to give us. I told him, hell no, I will never do that. The guy refused to give me a price. Now, this is the catch. I don't want to give him something that he would say, but the president should have thought twice, my friend. And I also don't want to give him something that, will lead to prices escalating, because this is what they do. When you give them something more than the value, when somebody comes there, yeah, even the president paid this price. So we had an agreement. Well, I'm just going to give you this, not for the value of your fish, but I'm just going to give it to you because you are a fuller. He said, Ajarama. So I called Uncle, regional government, hey, what is going on? Yeah, did you observe anything? And I think Works was there. Yeah, did you notice that all of these people that are benefiting are foreigners? I said, look at the catch. You look at how much we spent on that day. It all went out of this country, just across the river. These are common people that you don't need to go to university to catch fish. What is more honorable? To be in a rickety boat and end up on a shark's dinner table, or maybe succeed, cross the Atlantic and marry to somebody who is 10 times older than you.